Technology and Education Today. I'm Richard Smith.
And I'm Caroline Crawford, and we are coming to you from TCEA 2013, and we are lucky enough to have Angela Smith with us, who's the Director of Operations for the Texas Virtual School Network.
Good morning.
Good morning. We don't know if it's
It's
morning
afternoon,
or
girl. Come on.
Howdy.
That'll work.
But the important thing is you're here with us in this particular little space.
Yes, I am.
Now, as Director of Operations, you do a great deal for the Texas Virtual School Network.
Yes.
You do a great deal to support schools and school districts in their implementation of virtual schools. And you're on the organizational side.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the school districts have to have a certain amount of knowledge about running a virtual school program. Is that not true?
That is very true.
So what would you say are some of the key areas of knowledge that a school district would need before and during the implementation of a virtual school?
Ooh, hard question.
Not really hard.
That's all because you're intelligent.
Well, what we find is most districts aren't, they think that as soon as a student logs on to an online course that they're just let them go and that's it. They don't need to support them. But we found that, and research also shows, that students need support, especially high school students and in the lower grades. It's very important that the districts have someone in place that mentors and monitors the students, and at the campus level. At the upper echelon of the district, they also need to understand that information needs to be filtered down to the campuses. We see that that's a problem sometimes.
So when the district is monitoring the students, what are they looking for?
Well, they're looking to make sure that the student is keeping up with the course, making sure that they are turning in assignments the way they should be, that they're not taking too long to turn in assignments. We find that students are very adept at, texting and gaming and all the other things, but they're not really sure how to get into a course and turn in the assignments the way they need to and make sure that they are in on time. That seems to be an issue with students.
So this looks like it's a double process at least.
Yes.
One, somehow
Maintain the motivation as well as the self-regulation components,
Right,
it sounds
right.
like. You like the terminology? Big words, right?
Is it-
I love labels.
I love the self-regulation thing, but
Yeah.
Well, I have a problem with
good
that, so I
thing.
take it for granted everyone else does too.
But one, the administration needs to
Yes.
set up some sort of requirement that the monitoring be done.
Yes.
But it's not the administration that will do the monitoring, it's the teacher.
Correct. It is the online teacher in the classroom, but there needs to be somebody at that campus level that can go, hey, Billy, you haven't logged on in a couple of weeks. What's going on?
Well, how does that somebody on the campus get into the course?
Well, actually, there are things set up so that those people can go in and check on the kids. Many of the kids take the courses on the campus, so they are working on the campus. At some point, they may be working at home, but they can lean over to Billy's shoulder and take a look at what he's doing. Some providers will let a mentor see what the student's grades are, so that is a possibility.
Well, that's an interesting point you brought up because the online courses can either be taken in school during
Yes.
during a regular class time, or potentially an online course could be taken at home
Correct.
by the students. Do you have an idea of how the online courses are accessed as part of the Texas Virtual School Network, or schools participating?
Well, we see schools doing different models. Many of them have students actually scheduled into a lab during a class period for that particular class so that they can work on, say they're taking algebra, they can work on their algebra class, but then they can also come in after school and do additional work, or they can work at home. So there are multiple ways that students can work on their courses.
So working at home, I think, would be the trickiest.
It is, and many of our providers, teachers, make sure that they have like after hours for their students. They'll meet them in a online meeting so that they can go over different things. So they meet with them after hours as well. So that's a scheduling thing for those teachers.
Now, this is an interesting point. Where do the teachers for the online courses housed? Are they usually found within the school offering the course, or are students coming from various schools online virtually to meet a teacher at a particular school?
Right. They're coming from schools all across the state. So you may have a teacher in Pasadena that is teaching students from El Paso, from Austin, from Dallas, anywhere. So the teacher's not physically present, but the students can all meet with that teacher in that classroom.
Does the course have to happen at the same time?
No, not necessarily. The teachers will give assignments. There are sometimes that they meet specifically with the students, but a lot of those hours are set up after school hours, so in the evening, so that they can meet with them. It depends on the provider.
Now, do you find that most of the courses are primarily text-based, or is there any amount of teleconferencing in each of these courses?
Well, TXVSN looks for a lot of different types of interaction in their courses when they're reviewed. So it's not just text-based. We try to not to have a lot of text-based courses. We have teachers that use some video conferencing, some whiteboards that are interactive. Also, they do different visual sessions with the students. So there are a lot of different things that they use to be able to contact the students, and so the students can interact with each other as well.
So I imagine if the course is using video conferencing or text boards, that there would be some sort of scheduling problem.
Not necessarily. Some of these they can view the student right then when they're talking to them. There's not necessarily a scheduling issue, but they will show that in the student's syllabus, so they'll know ahead of time
And
when
there
they need
is
to
no
meet.
doubt archived information concerning any synchronous event.
They'll record those, and students can play them back if they miss them, etc. They can also contact the teacher and set up a different time.
And when the Texas Virtual School Network provides support from the home office, let's say,
Yes.
do you find you provide most of the support to the central office, or does it go directly to the school?
Ooh, interesting question.
Both, because our schools, our receiving districts, enroll their students. We do a lot of assistance through our help desk, helping the counselors and site coordinators, as we call them, enroll students and get them through the process. We also help our administrators to understand the pieces, that they need to make sure that are done as well.
So all the teachers in the Texas Virtual School Network have to go through a great deal of training.
Much training, yes.
Do the administrators of the schools have to go through any sort of formal training before they are allowed to have a virtual school housed in their school?
They don't necessarily have formal training, but we do provide some webinars that explains what the virtual school is all about, what they're getting into, some of the roles that they will have in their district, so we make sure that they know that ahead of time. We do those constantly throughout the year.
And do you have an idea of what the greatest demand is for courses at the high school level in the virtual school?
Right now, it seems to be foreign language.
Really?
Yes, it's the Spanish. We have a Chinese course. We have a small district that is working with Rosetta Stone, Guthrie ISD, that is providing foreign language, and we have other providers that are providing it as well. But it seems right now that's one of the main courses that's very heavily taken. It's foreign language. We're looking for CTE courses. Those are important. We're looking for those.
Help me understand what a CTE is, because I'm not very bright.
Those are career and education technology courses, so we're looking for those.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yes.
So do they have to have a real site? Do the students have to have a real site where they're working with the technology? Or how does that
Yes,
happen?
they do. Yes, they have
So
to
you
have
have a
those
lot of
ready.
support from your side dealing with the CTE courses as well.
Right, we do.
You are a busy woman.
Yes,
She's a
I am.
She's a busy woman. I want to thank Angela Smith.
Thank you very much.
From the Director of Operations
Yes.
for the Texas Virtual School Network, for being with us here today on Technology and Education Today, which is a production of the Instructional Design and Technology Program of the University of Houston Clear Lake. I'm Richard Smith.
I'm Caroline Crawford, and this is Angela Smith. Bye!
Bye.